Modern children are facing severe physiological risks driven by a drastic drop in physical activity, a crisis that requires immediate intervention in both school curriculums and domestic routines. Over a typical 4-day period, half of all girls and 1/3 of all boys now engage in less exercise than the equivalent of a single brisk 10-minute walk. This chart compares current youth health metrics against established safe cholesterol thresholds. Already, 48% of girls and 41% of boys exceed these safe limits. Because the heart is a muscle that loses strength without use, these elevated metrics and high sedentarism rates compound to create an immediate, elevated risk for future coronary heart disease. A major driver of this crisis is institutional. Schools in the UK significantly underdeliver on physical education when measured against their international peers. This ranking shows the UK placing 13th out of 25 European nations, averaging just 106 minutes of physical education a week. Compare that baseline directly against top-performing nations like France, Austria, and Switzerland, which successfully mandate over 2 hours of weekly PE for their students. Beyond time constraints, the current curriculum relies heavily on competitive team games, yet research indicates that 90% of children actively dislike team sports. This chart illustrates the long-term fallout of that approach. 70% of British children abandon sports entirely after leaving school, compared to a mere 20% dropout rate in France. Forcing students into team sports drives this athletic dropout rate. Schools must restructure their curriculums to balance physical education with individual and pair activities, such as aerobics and badminton. Solutions must also extend to the home. Any incidental cardiovascular exercise, walking, hiking, or skipping, is highly effective and bypasses the friction of formal team sports. To understand the baseline of natural childhood activity, look at the daily routines of children in the 1930s and 40s. This visual tracks energy expenditure. Through walking and manual chores alone, children of that era reliably burned 800 calories a day. Today, kids in obese families expend a mere 200 calories daily in physical activity. Fixing this deficit requires parental modeling. Data shows that children whose parents stay in shape are significantly more likely to maintain healthy body weights themselves. Parents must lead by example and manually integrate low-intensity movement into family routines, whether that means parking further away from the store or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Daily movement is physiologically non-negotiable. Schools must adapt their curriculums to engage all students, and parents must model an active lifestyle at home. This video is brought to you by the IELTS-FOCUS 084-770-5973, an English center specializing in IELTS preparation.